it's the Democrats just flailing constantly, not knowing how to properly respond to Trump and the Republicans in general. I've seen it compared to theater kid mentality of this just acting out, and it's really bad. It's really bad. They really need a reset.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with managing editor Chris Irvine.
Hey.
Chris, the Democrats have been putting out some social media content that can really only be described as cringe lately.
Yep.
What are they doing, and why are they possibly doing this?
I've been kind of watching on in horror for the last few days as they keep releasing these dreadful social media videos. There was two kind of notable examples this week. One was when the senators all got caught out releasing, I assume it was an Instagram or a TikTok video of where they all spoke from the exact same script, which I assume is a thing that happens from time to time, but I think it was something like 23 senators all saying the exact same thing. Didn't look particularly good. It looked like bizarre groupthink. And then the other one is this Choose Your Fighter video that's come out. This is kind of a parody of Street Fighter, Tekken computer games, and has the likes of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Jasmine Crockett in it, pretending to kind of be these computer game fighters. And it's just absurd. You need to kind of watch it for yourself to fully kind of take in how bad it is. But it is it's constant. It's the Democrats just flailing constantly, not knowing how to properly respond to Trump and the Republicans in general. I've seen it compared to theater kid mentality of this just acting out, and it's really bad. It's really bad. They really need a reset.
We saw some of this on display at Donald Trump's joint address to Congress this past week, where some Democrats were very disruptive, held up signs that could easily be photoshopped. Do you think that, you know, the sort of blanket fierce resistance to Trump worked the first time around? Do you think that maybe we're seeing Democrats trying to sort of recapture the magic of the 2017 resistance?
Yeah, it's different though, isn't it? Because you say the key word there was fierce resistance last time round, and I think it worked to an extent. I mean, it was quite grating at times, but this isn't fierce. This is just pathetic, and it's there's kind of no real strategy. Even if you look at I believe the Senate Democrats, some of them had said they were going to boycott it because they didn't want to listen to it. But then the House Democrats had said, no, we have to be there and we have to dress up in pink and hold these placards. I saw a strategist say that the number one rule in the Hill is make sure you don't get pictured with something that can easily be photoshopped. And they're just constantly shooting themselves in the foot. Even John Fetterman, who's been quite critical of the Democrats, despite being one of them, has said much the same thing this week. And former Senator Joe Manchin has said the same thing. It speaks to a complete lack of strategy on how to deal with the other side, and I think it maybe stems from a panic on the sort of tail end of the election when Trump really harnessed new media, podcasts, social media, and really stole a march on the Democrats down the stretch. And it's almost like these people are like, oh, this TikTok is a thing, this Instagram is a thing. Have you guys heard of this? Maybe we should do something
kids.
cool with. How do you do, fellow kids? It's exactly that. But it's just a bit sad.
So if you're a Democratic strategist, and you get to sort of chart the path ahead, what do you think a smart strategy for Democrats would look like right now?
I think it starts with leadership first and foremost, and my feeling is that the Democrats will not be able to mount a kind of coherent opposition and strategy against them until they anoint who the next leader is. That's going to be really, really difficult, just by the way that presidential politics obviously goes. What I would look for is signs on who they may be turning to. There is a Democratic retreat this weekend, I believe, where Gretchen Whitmer Josh Shapiro, Andy Beshear, 3 governors from states that Trump carried will all be talking. Will one of them maybe kind of step up? We've all maybe thought Shapiro in particular could be one. We know Gavin Newsom obviously wants to be the next president. He's got this new podcast where he's talking to right-wing figures like Charlie Kirk. Until they kind of have all get on the same page and they all coalesce round one leadership figure, or maybe 2 or 3, and not the likes of Hakeem Jeffries, who is arguably one of the most boring orators I've ever seen, and Chuck Schumer, another one of the most boring orators I've ever seen. I'm sure they're very good behind the scenes, but they are terrible in front of the camera. They need someone who is a hype man or a hype woman to do that. They don't have it right now.
Well, you've got great advice. I'm sure they'll be waiting for their call now.
Right.
Chris, thank you so much for being here today.
Sure.
You can get more writing from Chris and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.